Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and I've got Mr. Todd Bookspan with me. What's up, Todd?
Hey, not much. Excited to be talking with you via Skype today.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you making time for this. To set up the call for everybody, it's going to be about annual reviews. You know, why you should do annual reviews, some best practices on annual reviews, some homework assignments to do more annual reviews. So, Todd, I asked you for a couple reasons. One, you and I did a call a year or so ago around how to do an annual review with Mortgage Coach. Two, you recently released your new book, Win by Noon, and I noticed that you have annual reviews as a part of that best practice. And I've just had a lot of conversations. Kelly Zitlow called me, Wally Elderberry. You know, I've got a lot of, real top producing leaders in our community that are like getting serious, like, I need to do an annual review. Dave, what do I do? And I'm like, call Todd. So yeah, no. But watch the interview that we did and call Todd. So I'm hoping that you and I in the next 10 to 15 minutes we can give some value to them. So why don't we start with why annual reviews? You know, why should teams and top loan officers do annual reviews?
Well, your clients who you've done loans for, if I can talk correctly today, they know you better than anyone else. If you did a great job on that loan before, why wouldn't you want to circle back with them again and try to get their next loan? And the biggest thing with it is most people think it's just a refinance market strategy, and I would say it's actually a better strategy today than ever, because of the fact that you've got this opportunity. We were talking about before the call that a huge percentage of your database are moving every year. And if you're not keeping in touch with them, they won't keep in touch with you. You just have less of an opportunity to get that next transaction.
Yeah, and well, it's also talking. It's not just keeping in touch. It's having a strategic relationship with a total cost analysis, because a lot of people, they close a loan and now that person's getting mail every 2 weeks, every month. They think like, oh, I'm top of mind, but
Absolutely.
but a total cost analysis is a different level of relationship. Speak to that a little bit. Why is that important?
Well, I think it's important. I mean, so if you want to just talk best practices, right? You close the loan. Most loan origination systems now will push out to Mortgage Coach, or a lot of the CRMs will push out and put the data in there. But worst case is you just have to manually enter it. So it's just an easy way to close up a loan, put the data in your CRM, so you know what the loan program was, the close of escrow date, the interest rate, and then you've got that piece to go back to. And then really when you send the total cost analysis later, it's just such an easy way to show them how is their current loan compared to what's in the market. And if you got them a rate at 3.25 on a 30-year fixed a couple years ago, they're probably not going to refinance now unless they have some unique need to have money come out. But when you still send them that total cost analysis, it brings them back to the original experience with you. They remember what a great job you did as a mortgage loan officer, because ultimately when you're checking in with them, you're reminding them, hey, I'm still here, I'm your loan officer. And B, then it gives you that easy lead into referrals as they're thinking through who they know that may be buying, selling, or refinancing a home. They're going to, God, what a great experience. These guys were awesome. Let me send them back over to Dave, my favorite mortgage guy.
Yeah, no, I love it. So first of all, let's give everybody an exercise on this call on how big of opportunity is it for you. So get your pen and paper out and write down on a piece of paper, how many past customers do you have? And by the way, I want to know how many past customers the typical mortgage coach has. So feel free to share that down below. There's a place for comments. I would like to know how many past customers you had. How many past customer loans did you do last year? And then what's the ratio? And by the way, that's called your past customer pull through rate. And you could calculate it annually, and you can calculate it monthly. So I mean, a great past customer pull through rate is 12% per year, 1% per month. That's like awesome. Anything under 6%, massive opportunity. Anything above 8%, you're really doing a good job. But I mean, Todd, you walk through what that means to the average loan officer, because you're a coach. You used to do how many loans did you used to do a year?
Last year, my team closed about a little over 550 loans. So we did a fair number of loans. We did between 80 and 115 million dollars a year for the last 5 years, over 400 to 550 loans a year. And so, I think that you just have to think through it. You just said it, right? Even if you're bad and you're doing 5% client pull through, if you're doing 100 loans a year, which hopefully you will be, right? That's 5 more loans. If you're doing 200 loans a year, you got 10 more loans. And so the math gets a lot better if you actually have a specific strategic plan in place to pull out refinances, to pull out when that client moves by having an annual client review strategy. Because if you can go from 5% to 8%, like you said was good, or 12%, which let's just call that the holy grail. I mean, how good would that be for your business to improve just a little part by adding in one thing that is also a great sales pitch up front, right? If you make that commitment up front to your clients when you're competing against other lenders, using kind of a simple script, which we can talk through scripts in a minute if you want. I mean, it's a huge opportunity, I think, for people, especially in a market, if you're in a market that's really tight on inventory, which we know a lot of America is right now. If you're in a market that's okay, but your business is down, or if you were a refi guy last year, I mean, what else do you have to do, right? Let's go out and make some rain.
Yeah, no, I love it. So I'm going to give a few homework assignments. One, Wally Elderberry I'm interviewing him in a couple of weeks. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to put that below. I interviewed Todd on annual reviews. We're going to put that below. And then I'm also going to put a link to a Kelly Zitlow interview, because Kelly, not only is she using Mortgage Coach at the point of sale, the way you did, Todd's done thousands of total cost analysis. Kelly's doing it at the point of sale. She's updating it once during the transaction, so that the family, they like, this is how I get my options. At closing, she's updating it, and now she's well positioned, that family, for the annual review, and she's scripted it out. So Todd, let's do a little bit of scripting at the point of sale, what that sounds like, so everybody can get a feel for, wow, that would also improve my conversion rate, just adding this service. Give us a feel for what that sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite script with that is, hey, did you ever see in the news where interest rates dropped? And they'll always inevitably say, oh yeah, I've seen that before. Awesome. Did you wonder then if you could benefit and save a little bit of money? And they always inevitably say, yeah. And I say, well, awesome. Wouldn't it be great to know that as your mortgage planner, that's my job, that no matter what, once a year, we're going to be proactively reviewing your mortgage compared to the rates and products that are available on the market. And then if something unique happens, like when Brexit happened last year, or some other economic thing happens that lowers interest rates, then we'll be reviewing your loan at that time as well. So that way, when you hear something that says all-time mortgage lows or rates have dropped, you're not going to have to worry about it, because I'm going to worry about it for you. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Right. I mean, that's really it. And then, of course, you have to follow up on it, right? You can't just say that, oh, I got this great mortgage review strategy, and then not do it. And then so it's just, again, having in your CRM, like Kelly's strategy works out perfect, right? Where you've already got the total cost analysis set up. So as long as you have the final one, program that they chose in there as their current, then 11 months out, you can shoot a quick email, which you can build into your CRM, asking them, hey, has anything changed? I've seen some great samples out there. Maybe you and I can get one put together and make it available on, asking them if their family situations change, their job situations change, their, income's gone up or down. I mean, anything like that may trigger a need for a refinance. And then you're also asking them, have you paid down the principal on your mortgage? And so therefore, if they have, you're just says, hey, great, send me a copy of your mortgage statement. And then you're going to be prepped then for 3 weeks down the road, whatever that number is, 4 weeks down the road, to have a proactive call. Ahead of time, you'll send them your mortgage coach. You'll record the new scenario. Maybe they had mortgage insurance, now you can get rid of it. And if not, it's just, hey, great, Dave, you got a great mortgage. You're at 3.25 on a 30-year fixed. Nothing wrong with that, because then again, you're going to say, awesome, hey, this is a great service. Right now I'm looking to adopt some more clients into my mortgage management program. Did you have anyone that you could refer me to? And so you're just going to be asking for it, just really, really easy. It's something I just don't hear people talking about today, which I heard before. So I love hearing that people like Wally and Kelly are all over it.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's valuable at the point of sale. Obviously, it's going to maximize your repeat business. And 2, it's going to increase your referrals. And so, I mean, I think it's a compelling enough reason that for every 100 past customers you have, an annual review is worth 5+ loans. Because I'm assuming you're already getting some. You're getting, 3 out of 100 right now, 4 out of 100 right now. By the way, if you're not, then you're way off base, because most of the time, loan officers I talk to, they're getting 3 to 4 out of 100. But if you want to get 10 or more out of 100 every year, you need to implement this. Also, for anybody that's listening to this call and you have a team, I recommend, especially when you start getting over 1,000 mortgages under management, build team around it. So, make sure that you've got it as part of your perfect loan process. Make sure that you have a team member that's trained, responsible, and compensated, not only for the loan itself, but they're compensated for your annual pull-through rate. Get buy-in that, hey, this year, based off of these market circumstances, 10% per year, 8% or 0.8% per month is our goal. And you're comping them both on the transaction and you're comping them on the effectiveness number. Anyways, just a thought and advice. Todd, we're like at the 10-minute mark. I think we've given them some homework. We've made the case for why. Any other advice you have for everybody?
I always think that you got to go back to your toolbox in the mortgage coach community. You already mentioned the call that we did last year. I know you've got some other resources in there for annual reviews. And, I think when it comes to strategies like this, that there's so much value in the YouTube channel and what you guys have. And I just encourage people to make that an on-time practice, that when you're going to be growing yourself as well as growing your business, that you dig into what you've provided. Because I think there's just so much magic in what the mortgage coach community's provided as free advice, and you just have to take the time to listen to it. And my biggest strategy on YouTube is to speed up the speed. So I talk really fast, so it may be hard with this or some of my stuff, but most people talk normal speed, and then you can take an hour interview and you can watch it in 30 minutes.
I love that. That's a good hack. And by the way, we do have a playlist for annual reviews. So there's a half a dozen interviews that I've done about annual reviews, and I'm always adding to it. So I'll put a link to the playlist below. Let me think. So another thing, Todd has a new book called the Win by Noon. I'm going to put a link to that below. Highly recommend it. I've endorsed it in other interviews. A lot of the top mortgage professionals, it just hit the market. But check that out. It's incredible. It will help you keep you on pace with annual reviews. Also, Todd and I, every single Friday at 9 o'clock Pacific, we are, Todd and I are the leaders, but we also have mentors that are talking about productivity, and it's all about how to save time, how to be more productive. So highly recommend that you sign up. We call it Insane Productivity with Mortgage Coach because it was inspired by Darren Hardy's Insane Productivity program. And all of the mentors, Todd and myself, have graduated from Darren's Insane Productivity program. So make sure you sign up for that. Last thoughts, make sure you like this. If you got value from it, give us a like below in YouTube. Just click a button and share this. If you're a manager, have a sales meeting around annual reviews. Make sure that you know what everybody's annual past customer pull-through rate is. At monthly meetings, hey, what was your monthly pull-through rate this month? Imagine if a loan officer had a 2% annual pull-through rate for the month. That would be something to celebrate. So, talk about it. Start measuring it, and I think it will grow. Todd, I'll give you the last words before we wrap up today's call.
You know what? I say do it now, right? Why wait? You always have that opportunity. You always have call reluctance. And even if you didn't set it up a year ago with your client saying, hey, I'm going to do an annual review, even if it was 2 or 3 years ago that you last talked to him, it's easy to call them up and just say, hey, I got this great new program I've committed to for all my clients. I'm going to do this thing called an annual mortgage review, explain to them what it is, and just gives you one reason to call. And even if you haven't talked to them in years, they're going to be happy to hear from you.
I love it, brother. Hey, thank you very much, Todd. Thanks for all the value you bring to the community, and look forward to our next call together.
All right, my pleasure. Anyone's questions, reach out.
Oh, yeah, put your questions below. We'll do more on this. So if you have a question or if you want to share your pull-through rate, put them below in the conversation log. Thanks.
All right, guys.